Ever you are ready, Commander.
Okay, Captain's log, stardate 63732. So soon after our escapades with the Romulan vessel, we are returning back into our field of work, hopefully with no foreign intrusions this time. We're headed for the Roxby cluster, a region of space by now untouched by manned Starfleet vessels. We're not going in blind, thankfully, as a series of probes has been launched previously to explore this region of space. We've got plenty of info of what to expect out there, but the information is a couple of months out of date. But I think it was someone important who once said that time was relative after all. My science officer tells me that the scans reveal that this system harbors over a dozen stars in close proximity to one another. Whether or not this proves useful scientifically, it sure as hell will be a pretty sight to look at. Back to work for the crew of the Hadfield once more. End log.
All right. So, as has been said, you guys are currently en route to the Roxby cluster, a relatively, it's not super dense, but relatively dense region of stellar formations. Maybe take you about an hour, hour and a half to jump between the different stars in this system, in this cluster. So when you get there, but other than that, you're still a few hours out. And so, as I've said, this is your chance to do any role play type stuff before you guys get there.
Don't worry, Grennan, you don't have to switch scenes if you don't want to focus on getting your notes. As for the rest of you, I will be in my ready room. You have orders to summon me on the bridge when we get there.
By the way, what happened last session with my character?
Nothing.
Yeah.
You were on
on
vacation.
the bridge? Or
No, you
what-
were in our crew quarters. Crew quarters, sleeping it off.
Yeah. Free Will, are you okay? Your mic's sounding kind of fuzzy.
Fuzzy?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
you're muffled. Muffled.
Hold on. I reinstalled Windows, so I think all the settings are fucked.
Go and reinstall your audio drivers while we're still not doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's the audio drivers?
It should be like with your input for your microphone. It should be your audio. Right, Grennan?
Yeah, well, but it also depends. Are you like on a laptop or something?
Is it better now?
No,
What?
it's not better.
No. Hold on. I think I know what.
Okay. If any others wants to do something, you know what to do.
Is it better now?
Yes.
Yes.
There we are.
It was taking the mic from my headset instead
Yeah,
of like.
that's
the
what I
really
figured.
Good.
So you were in the crew quarters. You were sleeping it off last.
Yeah. You just weren't around.
So, like I said, you all have orders to bring me to the bridge when we arrive. Not if we arrive, when we arrive.
If we arrive.
If we arrive.
Pardon my poor choice of words.
Oh. Ooh, dear.
As everyone else noticed, the commander is quite fatalistic these days.
Ooh.
Yes. Yes.
Of course, my character wants to do something.
Okay.
Ringing on the captain's door.
Oh no.
Oh, here we go. Oh God.
You don't have to
No,
do your
no,
effects.
no.
Just-
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it while I still have access to all
Every
these.
time.
I'm gonna do it while Fanburst is still active and we still have these audio files.
Oh man, that's gonna be a tragic day. Enter.
Captain?
Lieutenant.
I wanted to talk with you about what happened last time when you ordered me to fly into the planet.
Ah, yes, that time. Fine, come in.
I have a question, Captain. Did you really plan on hitting the planet?
With the ship, Lieutenant?
Yes, Captain.
Yes, Lieutenant. I planned to hit the planet, and I planned to hit the planet while I was in it. Any other questions, Lieutenant?
Yes, do you know we still had people on the ship, right?
You all would have been evacuated. I would have flown the ship myself into that planet if I needed to.
Captain, we wouldn't had time to evacuate. Just
Well, then everybody who would have died for the glory of the Federation. For the greater good, Lieutenant.
yes, Captain.
Is that all, Lieutenant?
Yes.
Dismissed.
And on my way towards the door, I stop. Is like, Captain, I was never planning on actually hitting the planet. And if you don't say nothing, I just leave.
I won't say nothing.
By the way, is that coffee still there?
It's been cleaned. It's been cleaned.
Well, I wouldn't mind laying some groundwork to get started on using that Romulan, turning that Romulan chip into a medical device. We had talked about maybe setting up an extended,
Oh God. Oh God. That.
You want me to wait?
Please do, just because
Okay.
I know that there are rules
Okay.
for doing that kind of extended R&D stuff, and
Alright.
I just do not have the material open
It's all good.
ready in front of me. Next week, I promise.
It's all good. It can wait.
Anybody else looking to get screamed at?
Oh jeez.
Well, I'm still in the mood.
Oh, by the
Captain.
way, for if anyone is interested, there's no rumors about what happened in the mission with the planet.
It's all a blank
Oh.
mystery.
So it's like everybody's talking, but there's no actual rumors like it was before with exaggerations and everything like that.
Well, considering what happened, there's no reason to exaggerate.
Ugh.
Uh,
Now, the doctor will just kind of be hanging out at the science stations with Rugan, going over all the data that the probes collected and kind of looking at what kind of region of space we're headed into, assuming there's no broken bones or anything I need to take care of.
Oh, Commander Vlog to the right.
right away.
Oh, you want doors?
Not necessary if you don't want to.
Yeah, I
Thank
was
you
gonna
very
say we could.
Where are we? Ready room?
much.
Yeah.
Oh
It was
God.
there from the time
Oh
being.
God. Hang on. They
The drawings.
There are a bunch more things in between. Now, okay, there we go.
That's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's. Whew.
Anyway.
Commander, please have a seat.
Very well, sir.
I want you to debrief me one last time about what happened on our previous engagement with the Raw. What is it exactly that you found out there, Commander?
Well, sir, the station itself seemed to have quite a few different projects going on. Obviously, the devices implanted into the corpses we discovered had bearings similar to Borg technology, reanimating them and allowing for nothing more than basic animalistic attacks. I think one of the other crewmen called them zombies. I don't know what those are, but That seemed to be the major trouble, but what I found more interesting was the other enhancements and devices they were working on, attempting to create cloaking technology for an individual.
Sort of like the Gem Hadar used, is that correct?
Yes, that they were looking into the shrouds of the Jem'Hadar, and it did allow them to bypass some of the troubles with cloaking. It is quite troubling. It's
Commander, I'm going to need your honest opinion. Do you think you can give me?
of course.
The Romulans are very similar to your folk, let's just say. For the longest time, I thought that our two peoples were allies, friends. At least it was this way during the war. You understand? Why abandon something? Why toss it away so lightly? Why openly attack a Federation starcraft in hopes of covering up something? Why betray this friendship, this trust that we've worked so hard on to defeat a common enemy?
Oh, I'll just say this right now, just so you know, Jacoby, the Romulan Star Empire
Is
ha-
denying all of it, yeah.
is denying everything, and the Federation is not calling them on it.
It's, let's just say, Commander, that the recent events have hurt my trust. Not only is the Federation not doing anything about us being attacked and nearly destroyed, but they're completely believing the Romulan claims that nothing had happened, as if they don't know what the Tal Shiar is up to. Why is it so, Commander Block?
In all my time in Starfleet, our issues with the Romulans have always been about trust. There's always been this back and forth. It is very much like them, and in a sense, very much like us.
But I thought that we had put all our differences aside once we had figured out our common enemy. I thought that we could live and prosper together. What is it that makes these Romulans go, Commander Block? What is it that drives their brain into war mode?
It's not so much war, sir. In a sense, they are working towards their own logic, be it twisted as it is.
I assume that is one way to look at it.
Of course.
I haven't spent much time with the people, but the time I did spend with them was enjoyable, to say the least. There's a certain trust I feel towards them. I cannot explain it, but I've worked with these people, and that's something you don't just let go. Do you understand, Commander?
As with all peoples, sir, you should never generalize.
That is also true. Now listen, I know that our last meeting in this room has gone quite less well than both of us have expected. Since our last mission, where your life and the life of many other crew members was once again put in danger, I hereby extend my apologies to you. I will stand up and put my hand on olive branch, if you will. I'm sorry, Commander, and it's damn good to have you back.
You as well, sir, and I take your hand, and sir, you really don't have to apologize for that. It is a hazard
Nonsense,
that we must
Commander.
face.
Nonsense, Commander. I care deeply about every member of my crew, and yes, that includes you. There's one other thing. Your resignation has been officially declined. You will keep your post as second officer aboard my ship, Commander.
Very well, sir.
That is all. You are dismissed, Commander. Thank you for the talk.
Yep, and I will just head right back out.
Oh, and before you leave, remind me to show you at the holodeck sometime what real zombie.
Very well, sir. It's gonna be a goddamn movie night, isn't there?
Mm. Well, ever since the Captain banned samurai movies on the holodeck,
And anime on the holodeck.
wasn't goddamn anime.
That's not what the commander thinks. So if anybody else wants to do anything, that'd be give Gran a bit more time to prepare.
I have, I think, more or less what I need right now.
I'm good.
Okay, if you guys are ready, you are actually about to approach the first system in this cluster, and fortunately for you guys, it's actually the most promising out of all the ones you've seen for, well, one reason.
It's got at least half a dozen stars.
This is the first system you're going to come across. I sent it to Laborata.
I'm sorry. Captain, we appear to be approaching a yellow star system similar to the Sol system. 4 planets, one of them M-class. Designation
Understood.
Roxby FN253.
Understood, Lieutenant. Coming to the bridge now.
Hang on.
Here we go. Right.
Captain on the bridge.
What do you got for me, Lieutenant?
Captain, we appear to be entering the system of Roxby FN253. It is yellow stars. The layout is similar to the Sol system. There are 4 planets, one of them M-class.
Understood. Give me eyes on the M-class planet on screen.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry about the noise behind me again.
Can't hear any of her.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You don't hear it? Great.
It's being mostly filtered out.
Awesome. That means I got my audio settings right for once. So, yeah, you bring up the planet on your view screen, and it is, I'd say it's a fairly standard M-class planet. You see lovely peaks of green and dry, barren desert scapes. Not as heavily, not as much water as there is on Earth, but I'd say about half the planet is covered by water. And one of the continents houses a large inland sea. But you are
Okay.
currently just at the very edge of the system.
Okay. Lieutenant Rugan, are we within range for a sensor scan, or do we need to get...
You could try to do a long-range sensor scan of the system just as is.
But for something more concrete, we need to get in close.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to get in closer to get a closer look at the planet, but...
Okay, Lieutenant Rugan, give me a long-range sensor sweep of the system. Let's see what we...
Aye, sir.
That's gonna be... At this point, it's gonna be reason science, difficulty 1, brought down to difficulty 0 by the ship's sensors. You know the drill. This is your start of the session momentum drive.
Let's do this. Here's the ship. Whoa!
Nice.
I love this ship.
I hate all of you.
I love this ship. You may hate us, but I love this ship. That's three momentum.
Okay. I just gotta get this thing out to Ragon.
Captain, picking up a large amount of stellar activity far above that reported by the initial probe readings. Other than that, everything is within expected parameters.
Elaborate stellar activity, Lieutenant.
I'll let that be your free question.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'll just sort of say it out loud. This star is putting out a lot more solar mass, electromagnetic radiation, a lot more than you would expect a star of its size to be putting out at this point in its stellar cycle. Especially, it's a lot more than you would expect to have appeared between the time that the probe passed by and now.
So
the
what you're
output
saying
has
is-
increased.
What you're saying is the star is about to go nova.
I didn't say that. I just said
Not out loud.
that the stellar activity is increasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's putting out more solar mass and solar radiation.
Well, Lieutenant Ruga, what is it?
Well, Commander, it seems that the star itself is putting out far more radiation than it ought to in this point in its stellar cycle. Perhaps there's been some sort of tampering in some fashion.
Are there any anomalies surrounding this system? Temporal anomalies, tachyon anomalies, anything?
I'll let that be another question if you want to spend a momentum.
Sure.
Oh, actually, wait,
Spend
no.
it.
I think Ragon, you have a free question because of a talent, right?
Nope, I don't believe so.
Okay, never mind. That was the free question that you.
like the science officer post?
Yep. That's where you got the free question from. I knew you got a free question from
I see.
somewhere. I just didn't know if you got two.
So yeah, here's a momentum.
Okay, spend a momentum. No, you're not detecting any strange readings around the system itself.
Well, Lieutenant?
No strange readings around the system itself, sir.
Very well. Right. Okay. I want a set of eyes on that sun at every waking moment. Hang on, who are we gonna put on it? Yeah, put Chief Watch Officer Bisbee on Sun Patrol, Lieutenant Rugan, and let me know if he finds anything strange.
Aye, sir.
As for the rest of us, Lieutenant Freewill, get us in closer to that M-class planet, standard orbit.
Yes, Captain.
Oh, and there isn't a. Do you have a PC or an NPC at Tactical?
We will be activating MCPO.
Well, not activating him, so to speak, but he's the one behind Tactical.
He's the one behind Tactical. Yeah.
Okay, very well. Free Will is able to get the ship you're piloting the ship towards the planet, and I'd say about 2/3 of the way there, Marth looks up from his terminal and says, "Commander, we're picking up a vessel. It's
On screen.
currently headed away from our position and the planet, heading towards the star.
What in the goddamn? On screen.
You're currently not in range of it yet. He's just picked it up on long range sensors.
Alright, Lieutenant Free will diverge course, intercept course with that vessel. As soon as we're in range, put it on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Captain. Diverging course.
All right. So you divert course, and you're able to catch up with this ship maybe after about 10 minutes. You're able to catch up with this ship. It's clear to you that this ship is definitely warp capable. It shines in the sunlight with this brilliant gold hull plating. It's got this sort of it's sort of a crescentish shape, pointed downwards with two pylons and warp nacelles that come off the sides of this sort of pointed down crescent shape.
Okay, who's in my exo chair? Valak, you or the doc?
Probably the doctor here.
Okay.
That's me
Doctor.
sitting in the chair. Not very good.
Doctor, what do you think? Primitive civilization or no?
Well, I don't know that we have enough information to determine that this ship comes from the planet.
Should I open hailing frequencies?
It's a warp-capable vessel. I don't think any Federation regulations prohibits it. In fact, it's exactly the kind of civilizations we've been sent out here to look for.
Understood, Doctor. Lieutenant Rugan, open
Aye,
hailing
Commander.
frequencies.
Yes, sir.
And the after a couple of seconds, the screen lights up and you see the bridge. It again sort of has this goldish finish to it, and it's very ornate. I forgot to mention this ship is about the size of the Hadfield, maybe a little bigger, but for the purposes of stats and everything, it's the same size.
Okay.
And up on the screen appears, it's bridged by all the same species, but this is the alien that is sitting in the captain's chair.
Ooh.
Alien vessel, identify yourselves.
Greetings and salutations. This is the USS Hadfield of the United Federation of Planets. We are an exploration ship currently exploring your system. May we have your...
This is the Solar Cutter. I am the captain of this vessel. I represent the Junivar people.
The Junivar people inhabit that M-class planet right behind us.
That is correct.
I see.
We are the Junivar United Worlds. We have a number of colonies in nearby systems, but this is our home. Now, as much as it would be a pleasure to continue discussion with you, we really must be going. We have very, very urgent business that requires our attention.
Well, hang on. What is it you're doing? You're flying directly towards the sun.
Correct. This is a mission to save our people.
Save how?
I don't know if you have noticed, but our star has entered a very turbulent period. We have no explanation as to what has caused it, but our ship has been outfitted with the technology needed to stop it.
Is there any way the Hadfield can be of assistance? We have top-of-the-line technology provided by the Federation of Planets.
Well, if you are willing to assist us, that would be welcomed.
Very well. Tell us what we must do, and we will attempt to do it.
If you would like, you could join us over on our vessel, but again, we really must continue on our way. If you would like, you can join us.
Very well. Me and my first officer will come aboard your ship if that's...
That is acceptable. How would you like to do so?
We will beam over to your ship. Could you please send us the coordinates of a safe location?
You're one of the races that has access to that newfangled transportation technology. How exciting. And, he slowly reaches his hand over, starts tapping a couple of things, and then, Rugan, you have the coordinates on your station.
Coordinates received, sir.
Excellent. We will be joining you aboard your ship shortly. Hadfield out.
Brennan, is there any kind of role? I know it's a different species, but that the doc could make to see if he thinks that the aliens lying or not being completely forthcoming, anything like that?
That would be like an insight command check.
Are
Okay.
you a beta zone?
No, but you can make an insight command check to determine whether or not
Yeah.
someone is lying, and I really would have. I hoped, and I had it prepared. I really hoped you would have made an insight command check last week, Jacoby.
Oh well, I'm a very trusting person. What can I?
Yep, you could have made an
Yes.
insight command check
Yes.
last week.
Xenobiology or negotiation as focus?
I'm gonna say no in this case. This
Okay.
is just difficulty 1.
No. And then... Well, there we go.
You get a momentum. He appears to be honest. He appears to, as I've said, he appears to be in a rush, but it seems like the reasons he's in such a rush are very earnest reasons. He does seem to feel an honest pressure on him.
He looks kind of like an orchid. I trust him.
Well, Sam, the
So do
moment
some
you
species of
finally,
praying mantis, sir.
Sam, the moment you finally dreamed of has arrived. I'm putting you in charge of the ship. Try not to break her while I'm away.
No promises, Skipper.
Understood. Commander Valak, meet me in the transporter room. We got a diplomatic mission going on right now. Put on your finest red, if you will.
Very well, sir.
So you are going to go down to the transporter room, I assume.
To
Yep.
beam out to the ship, yes.
Yep. I'll bring us to the transporter room. So you step on the pad, and
Biss is there. Thank you, Biss.
yes,
Carried away.
and yes, you appear. Hold on, I'm just gonna bring us back to the start page, just so that I have a. So yes, you appear on that bridge that you saw, and yes, the it's exactly as you saw it before.
Oh, okay. I'll look around for anyone. Is the captain here?
Yeah, the captain of that vessel is here.
Does there appear to be a second officer?
No, it appears that there's just one center chair.
Okay, so I will just kind of cough, excuse me?
Yes, you're the Federation captain.
That is correct. Did we not speak just a moment ago?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry, there is just a lot of stress on me right now.
I understand. Please, if you'd like us to go somewhere private, we can talk about your situation and how we...
Please, of course, and he sort of waves you along to a corridor that, there's like, you can actually see a sort of spiral staircase at the end of it.
Oh,
Okay.
Commander, when was the last time you saw a staircase?
A good while, sir.
Well, best time to get our exercise in. Let's go.
Can I get a quick look around and see maybe if I can tell kind of what technology level we got here?
Okay, insight engineering difficulty 2. Because
Here's a momentum.
Because you're just determining this off of.
Yeah, just kind of what I can see around the bridge and such. And the fact that, oh no, I wasn't there. Never, so just the bridge.
Roll one more die because I gave you a momentum.
Oh.
See if
okay,
you
then.
get your momentum back.
I'm on roll 20. Maybe.
There we go. We get it back.
Yeah, you get it back. Ooh,
Marvelous.
and I get 10 threat.
Oh yes, you do. Sorry, I forgot to remind you about that one.
No, it's
Oh.
good. I remembered. I remembered this time.
Where would you be without me, Grant?
Yeah. There you go, Volok.
Oh, okay then. Not gonna say anything or anything. Just kind of looking around.
So he leads you down this, staircase, and again, it's very odd. This whole ship appears to be quite ornate. It's clear that more thought was put into the aesthetics than the actual function.
Okay. Does he lead us into an office or something? Do we get to sit down?
No, he actually leads you down towards what would be engineering, as you could probably assume. He opens the door, and inside is a room vastly different from the others on this ship. This room is a lot more bare bones. It is very clearly designed just to do engineering work and nothing else. This is where the ship's warp core is. It appears to actually be built into the floor. So you walk. So you actually walk above it.
It's separated by like a glass case or something?
Yeah, kinda. But I mean, there are grates that'll allow you to get at it.
Yeah, okay.
But again, it's none of the ornateness is around here, and there are multiple panels open on the wall, and there are people just there are these what did I call them? Junivar just running around, just frantically working at consoles.
And none of them noticed two aliens stroll into engineering.
They are just way too busy.
Way too busy. Okay. Tell us when he stops and we can talk.
So he stops and he says, "As you can see, our people are under a considerable amount of stress."
It is quite understandable, Captain. I must compliment you on your ship. It's quite an unusual design. Very aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, the solar cutter was designed under a different name. It was to be our inaugural ship, our first ship capable of faster than light travel.
I see.
We have long had the technology to jump between the stars, but we never instituted it into a vessel of this kind. But with our empire slowly growing, we felt it was necessary to begin such efforts.
It is only natural that a species should strive beyond its natural capacity.
But as you can see, we've had to strip back that glitzy exterior in here in order to turn this ship into, well, what it needs to be.
And what is that exactly, Captain?
A ship capable of withstanding the solar radiation.
Hang on. You're planning to enter the...
Well, not directly. We need to get close enough to use this. And he motions across the engineering bay, and you see what looks like, you could almost call it a mixture of a torpedo and a probe.
Okay.
It's a very dark gray. Very dark.
I'll look over to Volok.
What do I see, if anything? And if I...
Well, make me an insight engineering check, difficulty 2.
Yep.
Here's the momentum. Use 3 dice this time.
got booted from the game for some reason. Let's
Oops.
try this again.
It's okay. While you're rebooting the game, I can actually type you up the answer.
If he
Okay.
succeeds, that is. So, Doctor, how does it feel to be in command of a ship?
Pretty groovy. Especially when you're in command of a ship that is not planning to fly into the sun.
I don't know, man.
Wait until the captains come back.
Yep.
Mr. Rogan, air conditioner's up to full.
Aye, Commander. Hitting turbo cool.
Take it off energy save. Just run it all the time.
Have you ever been so hot that you just want to like pour antifreeze all over yourself?
No.
That's not how that works.
It's really not.
Ah,
You know, you just want to take a dip in liquid nitrogen.
ooh, definitely not.
I have been working in a restaurant that had where the air conditioner went out, and I was in the kitchen, and several times during it was summer, the summer evening, I was known to step back into the actual walk-in freezer to to cool
Yep.
off a bit.
Oh yeah, those can definitely be a godsend in
Yeah.
the kitchen like that. Come on, roll 20. What's going on?
I believe, Locke, that you can roll 3 dice.
Well, I will do that when roll 20 actually opens. Seems to be having trouble with me. Maybe. Come on. Would like to access my character sheet.
You gotta be sweet to it. You gotta call it baby. You gotta buy it dinner and a drink first.
Jacoby?
Yeah, what's up?
Jacoby, is there something you want to tell us?
Hey, I'm on 2 doses of paracetamol. I'm like floating in the clouds.
I think he already
Alright.
told us enough.
So, you able to roll,
I
Halak?
think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it here. Come on.
Okay.
You got it.
Do you want to re-roll that 0 or no?
Let's gamble.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Gonna gamble.
Botch, botch, botch.
Botch,
Oh, no, it's-
botch.
Oh, we got it back.
Okay, you did get it back.
Come on, what the? And now Discord. I think I'm losing connection.
Oof.
There we
We
are.
can hear you.
There we are. Okay, it's just taking it a bit to load back up. There. Okay. Gotta read what you wrote here. Well, sir, appears to be a gravitational link triggered mechanism designed to make the package release a powerful neutronic albedo wave. The whole thing is covered in what appears to be chi neutrinium plating.
Kaya neutronium.
I can read kind of chi neutronium plating. It's less structurally sound than the neutronium we know of.
I'll lean over to the commander. Could you repeat that in the King's English, Commander?
Yep.
If you want, I could
Go back over.
Yep.
Alright.
The whole thing is apparently some kind of a torpedo that is designed to give off a powerful energy pulse, a powerful pulse of, as I've put it, neutron albedo wave.
Yeah.
That
Tronic albedo wave.
and it is coated in a less structurally sound variant of that stuff that the Planet Killer was made of.
No. Well, thank you, Command. You know I'm not very good with engines and engineering and plating.
Indeed, sir.
So yes, Captain, this is quite an interesting device you have there.
Yes, it has taken our greatest scientists over 4 months to develop it. We don't know exactly what is causing our star's core to act up in the way it has, but, well, we'll be darned if our scientists haven't come up with a solution.
But Captain, why the rush?
I'm going to be frank with you, Captain. On our world, people are dying. The intense solar radiation that our star is now putting out is not good. This is the world that our people grew up on. We will not leave it. There may be other worlds out there that many other Junivar may call home, but there is only one Junivar.
I understand, Captain. Would you allow me to do one thing before we reach our destination?
And that would be?
Perhaps there might be an alternative solution to this. These readings perhaps can be manifested in different ways which you may not have picked up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Federation is light years in technology ahead of the Junivar.
They're actually, Valak?
Yeah, sir, not quite that far behind.
Oh,
Decade or two, maybe.
well,
Here
as
is
they-
a measure of distance as well.
Yeah, as they've said, they've long had the technology to travel at warp speeds, but they've never instituted it.
They basically never decided to go gallivanting around the universe.
Commander, you could have told me that sooner.
Yeah, and I'll give you this. I'll give you this right now. You could probably figure the reason for this is probably because of the close proximity of these stars.
See, yeah, okay. Still, I'd like to continue. Right, yes. What we may be able to figure out something that you might have not have figured out yourself. Our ship is equipped with like top of the line sensors, and there may be something in that star that tells us something different. Before you fire off this torpedo, let me and my crew work on this, and I promise you we will try and come up with a solution.
Give me a presence command difficulty 2 check.
Finally. Take a threat, Grennan. I'm gonna take myself a third dice because I realized last session that I actually had bold command instead of caution.
Oh, yeah, that's-
Does my focus in negotiation, hazard awareness, or diplomacy?
I'll let like those 3 all together. That definitely works.
All right.
So yeah. We
Bam.
have like the best sensors in the Federation, man.
Yo, yeah, you got it, Scoob.
Like, I think we got this one, Scoob.
Okay, so
There you go, 3 successes. Is that good enough for you?
yeah, you generate a momentum. Oh man.
You do.
That was good. So he says, "Well, we are on a very strict timetable, but if your sensors are as advanced as you say, perhaps we'd be willing to let you take a look first."
And there is something else. Commander, what do you think about this torpedo?
In what regard, sir?
Well, is it structurally sound? This ore that it's made of that you told me about?
I would assume.
Yeah,
I would assume
Valak, give
it's-
me a reason engineering check. Difficulty 1.
Okay.
No momentum for this one.
Yeah, we'll just see what we get here. Maybe.
It doesn't have enough fuel.
They didn't put any gas in it.
That'll do it. From everything that
Uh.
you can tell, Valak, I- if it had, if it had a significant propulsion behind it, which you assume it does,
Mhm.
that combined with the Kaya neutronium hull, this thing probably could withstand the temperatures at the center of a star. Neutronium
Nice.
is an is like nigh indestructible.
Oh yeah, like that. That
So-
stuff was crazy.
So even a slightly less structurally sound variation of neutronium should be able to do the job.
So yes, it is quite interesting. While this alloy is not the neutronium we know of, even a close proximity to it is quite astonishing. I would actually like to acquire their knowledge on it if I could, but that will need to wait for later, more pressing matters, as they
And-
say.
Understood, Commander. Well, Captain, if you will let us get back to our ship, we will begin conducting scientific research. I assure you, the top brains of the Federation will be working on this issue.
If you insist, Captain.
We will keep in touch. Please trust us. Should everything else fail, you still have your plan.
Thank you, Captain.
Very well. I'll ping my Starfleet. Commander Jacoby to the USS Hadfield, 2 to beam up.
Yes, aye, Captain. And where are you?
Thank you, Biss, you absolute weapon.
Hold on. Not in a render station, transporter room. Here you go. And yes, this is behind the transporter controls.
Thank you, Ensign Biss. You are dismissed for now.
Of course, welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Ensign Biss. Very well, Commander. Come back to engineering. I'll have a senior staff meeting in about 10 or so minutes.
Very well, sir.
So you're gonna head up to the bridge?
To the bridge.
Alright, let me delete that, and let me pull up the bridge ambiance. The ambiance. Okay. So I assume you're going to start going towards the sun alongside the solar cutter?
Yes. So, Lieutenant Freewill, keep a steady pace next to the solar.
Okay, I need free will to make me a control con check, difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's engines con.
Control con. Can I use 1 momentum for caution?
Yeah, for an additional die, assume.
And I think
Is-
you can bring down the difficulty by 1 because of the ship's talent. Or no.
Is it a collision or something? like that?
Actually, no. I'm sorry. Isn't there either your talent or the ship's talent? Isn't one of them like if the difficulty would increase because of stellar phenomena?
That's the ship's improved reaction control.
Okay.
So if it would bring down the difficulty to a minimum of like 0 or 1 if there is something that would actively impede us in achieving the ship's course.
Yep. Okay. So the difficulty
I
goes
have
down by
some-
1.
I have something as well with precise maneuvering, which reduces it by.
Precise. I will not say precise
What?
maneuvering works.
Yeah, when it's collision or something.
Yeah,
like
this
that.
isn't a collision deal.
So just roll your
Uh,
control con. Do you have any focuses
combat-
that apply?
Combat maneuvers.
Nope.
Then and it's a not warp drive, right?
Nope.
No.
So no focuses.
So it's only difficulty 1, and the ship is assisting with engines con.
That shouldn't be too hard.
That should have been control con, not command. But it's okay. Those are still 2 successes. 'Cause you
Yeah,
Yeah, he rolled
command
well.
command it's 4 instead.
So it's
con
okay.
is 4.
Yeah, you rolled fine. So that is 1, 2, 3 successes. You get 2 momentum.
We're almost full up.
Yep. So you can actually see.
And
Oh,
I would. Oh,
nope,
oh,
nothing.
oh.
Nothing for your untapped potential.
That's all right.
So, Ensign Freewill, you can feel, actually, as you're getting closer to the star, you can feel the ship's engine straining against you as you fight this solar wind. But looking out the window to your right, true to its name, the solar cutter seems to be having no trouble, as its slim front pointed down in the crescent just cuts straight through the solar radiation.
Can I do a scan or something to figure out why?
That wouldn't be something for you to do.
That would be something Rugan could probably help you out with.
Okay, then I'll say. Rue, there's why they are not shaking?
Well, from what I gather, they specifically designed this vessel in order to brave these specific conditions. They've probably got they've probably got a design on there, and I'd probably like would there be something I'd figure out? Perhaps some sort of shield modification that we could do to maybe.
And we no time for that. Senior staff meeting is about to be.
I was about to
That's a
recommend
very
we
good point. That's a very
raise
good
the
point.
shields, and somebody could try the modulate shield to at least up our resistance.
No time for that. Staff meeting.
Yeah.
Staff meeting.
So you guys are going to, you have a few minutes before you arrive at the star. So you're gonna go to the conference room.
To the conference room.
That and then do.
On the way to the conference room, I'll tell Rue that when we get back, maybe he can do a scan to see why.
Yeah, but
I don't like
Free Will,
this.
you're
Entirely possible.
well, Free Will, you're gonna have to stay on the bridge to keep piloting the ship
Oh, okay, then I'll be on the bridge piloting the ship.
because you are very much
Making no
busy.
noise and pretending I'm not there.
you are very much doing important work right now, Free Will.
Okay,
Pushing buttons and drinking the coffee that I have on the.
gentlemen, we have a situation ahead of us. Commander, perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of these folks in about what's going on.
Very well, sir. Well, these fine folks we've seemed to have stumbled upon are going to attempt to fix their star. They're going to release a device which will cause. Sorry, let me pull that back up.
Neutron
Where's my
albedo.
technoman? There we are. Yeah, it's going to cause neutronic albedo waves, which should, according to them, repair the damage.
Yeah, according
Do
to
we think it's going to work?
Do we think is going to work is the proper question, Doctor. Lieutenant Rugan, I want answers, theories, any.
Right. I do believe that would probably be a role of some sort.
Simulations. That's what
Yeah.
we need.
Just at a basic level, I want you to give me a reason science difficulty 1 check. No assist.
Reason.
Just
Reason science, yeah. Just reason science.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oops.
I don't know why you
Double
rolled.
clicked.
Don't worry, only that first one counts.
Oh,
3.
good.
So we get 3
Nice.
momentum. Well, 2 momentum.
What focus did you use?
Sorry, I think it just started taking it off every time I do the thing. Sorry about
I
that. I'm
mean,
making sure
does
it's
it
no.
matter? You rolled a
I don't
4.
think it.
Well, it's
Sorry, I shouldn't have.
Not
I shouldn't
all,
have had a
but,
focus
yeah.
ticked off. Sorry.
well,
That was the thing bigger enough.
well, yeah, but he might have a focus, so
I have team dynamics, I have computers, I have robotics, I have quantum mechanics, I have reverse engineering, and I have negotiation.
nope. So
I didn't think so.
so that's only 2 successes, but you do generate a momentum.
Marvelous.
And all sorts of question-asking momentum.
So yeah, the from what you know from your times in astrophysics, Rugon, at the academy, I mean, theoretically speaking, if a stellar core were acting up, I mean, if you assume that the race has taken the time to study the sun, and they have a general understanding of solar mechanics, that yeah, this is a generating a properly calibrated neutron albedo wave is definitely a way you could calm down the core of a sun.
Yes, theoretically, Captain, it's definitely doable. This should work.
I
Assuming
see.
they've done the research properly, of course.
And theoretically, Lieutenant Rugan, peace with the Jem'Hadar was also possible. Theoretically. Ahem. Anyway.
You mean Romulans?
No.
Or was that
I
what you were
mean the
saying?
Gem. I mean the Gem. I mean the Gem.
Okay.
Of course it is. We just left too many alive this time.
Understood.
Ahem. Where were we?
Can somebody tell me also why my ship is shaking? Commander Vlok? Lieutenant Rugan?
Those are also very good questions. Probably Volok is because he's the engineer would have the answer to that one.
Well, there is really no question.
The doctor leans forward and goes, I'm going to guess because we're flying directly into the sun?
Yeah, that's very
I was
much
gonna say thank you for cutting me off.
that's very much it.
A very conceited answer, Doctor. Thank you very much. Lieutenant Commander Volok, I have a task for you. Stop my ship from.
Very well, sir.
I want us to be able to fly smooth as butter. Okay?
Captain, I'd recommend seeing if we can't raise the shields and then perhaps modulate them to give us more of a, for lack of a better word, aerodynamic silhouette in regards to the solar radiation.
Didn't know you're also a shields expert, Doc.
No, but I'm, your second officer, so
Of
just a
course,
recommendation.
I'm only playing Doctor. That is actually an excellent idea. Commander Volok, please look into that when you have time. As for the two of you, you two will be doing something much more important, and I cannot stress this enough. We are at a limited time frame. This other species that we're dealing with, they are on edge. They are nervous and they are in a big hurry. I've managed to buy us some time to look into this phenomena, what's happening with the star. Perhaps there is something that they've overlooked over here. Look into this as much as you can with our sensors and see if you can't figure out what's going on. For all we know, them shooting that torpedo into that sun's core could cause a supernova, and that's probably the last thing we want when we're this close to it.
Aye, Commander.
The Hadfield's entire science department will be allocated to help you should the need arise. Gentlemen, I give you about an hour and a half. Think you can?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Doctor,
Yes, sir.
assist the lieutenant in whatever way you can, and may.
Of course.
Very well, then you're all dismissed. You know what to do. Should anything arise, I'm on call.
Okay, so who is working with who on what?
Volok is working solo
Mhm.
to modify the shields, and the Doctor and Rugan are working on studying the. And Lieutenant Freewill is working on fighting the ship.
Yep. Okay, so first I think I want to.
GM,
Yes.
did you read my message, the private message?
Oh, hang on. Let me check. I got a couple private messages. The answer to that is no, free will.
Ah, damn it. Can I hack it?
No. I.
Oh,
Moving on to whoever you wanted to go first.
Yeah, I'd like to start with Valak, because this is just going to be a relatively easy check.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I want you to give me a reason, science, or engineering difficulty 2 check.
Okay.
And this is just to deter. This is just to figure a way
Here you go,
to
Valak.
do
I was
it.
gonna say, can I take
Yeah,
a moment
you
since
can,
we
yeah.
have so much? And yeah, let's figure out if we can do this.
Nice.
Let's figure out if Locke has the techno battle.
Yeah, theoretically, you could turn up your shields and pump more of the energy into the 4 shields, and by modulating the shields up front in tune with the solar radiation, yeah, you could do it.
Okay.
You could do it. It's just a matter of doing it, and that would be a control engineering. Difficulty 3, assisted by the ship's structure science.
Okay, here you go. Another momentum for you.
Very well.
Ship
Yeah,
will
no
roll
focus.
structure science.
No focus is gonna help here, so let's...
Damn!
Ooh.
Is that
Nat 1.
nat
Don't need a
1?
focus.
That is a nat 1, my friend.
Nice.
Need a focus. How much momentum do we generate? 1, 2...
Stupid amounts.
Two, just 2 momentum.
Just 2.
Stupid amounts of momentum is what you generate. Okay. So yeah,
I'm good at like one thing.
Yeah. Up on the bridge, Marth looks up and says, yes, Captain. It would appear that engineering has properly remodulated the shields. We're having a much easier time cutting through the solar interference.
Excellent. Lieutenant Freewill, can you confirm?
It feels that way, Captain.
Excellent. Steady as she goes.
Is it better? Is it better that, I mean, it's the same as the other guys, or
Oh, yeah.
GM?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's maybe not as perfect as theirs, because again they've had time to calibrate their specific ship to
do that. Yeah.
to stand up to the radiation output of their specific star, but
Oh,
I mean-
okay, so it's because of the shields they are going like that.
not
No, they-
necessarily.
The
Yeah,
design of their
because
ship, probably.
I would definitely send a message to the officer or whoever took the science console on the bridge that I want to know why.
They're a bit
Other
busy
ships.
studying the star.
Yeah, they're busy studying the star right now.
But,
Yeah.
steady as she goes.
So soon you guys are coming up upon the orbit of the star, and you can start making your scans. To scan this star at such close range, and because you're gonna be trying to do a deep penetrating scan of this star, I assume, down to the very core, right?
Yeah, because I'm not necessarily. I don't know what Ragan thinks, but I'm. We need to make sure that what the people think is happening is actually happening. I'm still not convinced this is necessarily natural.
Okay, so
I have a suspicion.
okay, I'd like you to give me a reason science difficulty 4, assisted by the ship sensor science, but it brings it down to difficulty 3 now.
So do you
Okay,
want
so both
Ragan?
of
Ragan,
you-
do you want to take lead and I'll assist you?
This is
That would probably work.
this is just to get the sensor readings.
Rugon do it then,
Yeah.
and the ship will assist. Here is also a...
So it's difficulty 3.
Aye, Commander. Did you say there is a momentum as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, perfect. Let's see what I got.
Nice.
Okay. Yep. Oh, and you get a
That's
momentum.
just gravy.
Yep, you get momentum back.
Marvelous.
Yeah, and that data is coming in clean and smooth. everything from the tip of the corona to the very middle of the sun's core. Now,
Yay, science ship.
yep. Now to crunch that data, you're gonna have to actually go down to the science labs.
Ooh.
Extended task time.
Actually no. But are you? So yeah, you're gonna have to go down to the science labs for this.
If the doctor can assist with going over the data, I
Yes,
will.
he can. He absolutely can.
Nice.
I will absolutely allow
Marvelous.
assists with this. I'm gonna turn off the ambience for the bridge and I'm gonna put on the engineering ambience.
Ooh, science labs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh, it has some of the world's most uncomfortable seats in it.
Oh god. Oh god. Those chairs. Those chairs
Yeah.
right there are. These
Poor
chairs.
design.
These chairs look pretty comfy.
Yeah.
But ooh.
Those chairs look like
these-
spikes.
Ooh, buddy. I think they're like those swivelly chairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I think
fundamentally
maybe.
stools. Yeah.
They're
With
fun.
no backrests, though. That's sad.
Oof. That's buddy.
That's what midshipmen sit in.
Okay.
Builds character.
I'd like you to make me another reason science roll, difficulty 3. But this time the doctor can assist you with his reason science. Or I'm sorry, I think I wanted insight science.
Okay.
Insight
Alright, I
science.
can do that.
One done.
Insight science, let's do it.
Okay, here
You want the
comes
ship to assist with computer science?
Oh yes, I will allow the ship to assist with its computer science.
Here's the
Alright.
doc's assist, such as it
Ooh.
was.
Such as it was.
You gonna give Ragon any momentum?
Yeah, Rugon, have a momentum because that roll frightens.
Well, at least it won a complication.
So insight science.
Sorry, just give me a moment, I'm double checking my abilities, what they do. Because they might be useful.
You need to roll another one.
One more
Right,
die.
momentum, you said, right.
Okay, now we just gotta see if the ship and it should have been computer science.
Oh no, our computers is also 10, so it doesn't make a difference.
That is fine. So yeah,
Marvelous.
you
And
succeed.
shall we try to gamble because we succeeded on that last day for maybe a
Yeah,
momentum?
roll your untapped.
Aye, but I could also choose to re-roll one die and I could re-roll that 0 and I might get a momentum out of it.
Nah,
Yeah.
nah. Just roll your
Oh.
untapped. There you go. We got that momentum anyway.
Here we are.
Yeah, I just gotta type this up. Hang on. Hang on.
Interesting now. I managed to isolate the patterns of disturbance in the sun's core. Oddly, it doesn't appear to have any uniform pattern, but that's because it seems that there are multiple patterns laid over each other. There are multiple disturbances patterns. Interesting.
Are these? Can we tell if they're natural or not?
Well, first, what I'd like to do is I'd like Ragon to make a control science difficulty 2 assisted by the computer science to separate the patterns.
Can do.
And the doctor won't be assisting with this one.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
And the computer.
Ship's computer science.
Mm-hmm.
She goes.
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
We over momentum, so we
Yeah.
just go back.
It's okay. It's a good time to have some questiony momentum.
Yeah, so you
That is true.
So you separate the two signals out, and with that much success, I'm not gonna have either of you make this next roll. Now, I will say, Rugan, you aren't the one who manages to notice this. Doctor, you're looking over these different signals spread out against each other. And the one on top, the most prevalent one, you actually don't see any discernible pattern to it, but it does look kind of familiar. And then you see the second pattern, and it hits you what it is. It's a very steady pattern.
Heartbeat of something or the equivalent.
Thump, 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 thump.
The star is alive.
It's alive. It's life, Jim, but not as we know it. Okay. Does this look like this might be a mother and child situation?
I'll let you spend a momentum to ask
Okay.
this question.
Yes.
Are you using the ones we generated, or
No, the ones you generated were to make it so that you didn't even have to roll for that second one.
Then here you go.
Like, I was gonna have the doctor make an insight medicine check to realize, oh, that's what this is. But because you rolled so well, you don't even have to. But this question, is it a mother and child situation? No, looking at the other ones, you realize immediately what the other signal is. It's brain activity.
Oh.
That's why it's so ununiform. It's random thought. And yeah.
This is coming from towards the core of the sun, right?
Yes, and to answer your question specifically, because you asked it in that way, it's not a mother-child situation, no, but it is a child situation. This is an infant.
Okay,
This is neural activity consistent with that of a random infant that can't control its emotional urges.
Ooh.
Oh, crap.
I immediately contact the bridge. Captain, this is Dr. Blackwell. We have a real situation here. There is a life form in the sun that is causing the increased radiation. And from our readings, I believe it is an immature life form of some type. I'm about to search our databases to see if Starfleet has any record of similar life forms, but we are dealing with a form of life. And the brainwave activity, do I think brainwave activity indicates at least possible intelligence?
Yeah, it's definitely, it's possible that this thing could be intelligent.
And Captain, it is possible that this is an intelligent species that we're dealing with.
Doctor, you have 20 minutes. Then I want a full debrief in the briefing room.
Aye, sir. So yeah, I'll search the database to see if.
I won't even have you make a roll for this. I mean, there are similar sort of life forms to this. You know, to think back on it, what was the one? Farpoint?
Right.
You know, there have been similar life forms to this kind of thing in the past. I mean, as far as I know, in Star Trek canon, a life form existing at the center of a star is so far unheard of.
Okay.
But I mean, this it's life unlike anything you've seen before in your entire existence. But I mean,
New life.
But I mean, it's certainly, I mean, possible given the scope of Federation scientific discovery over the past couple hundred years.
Right. Rugan, we may need to figure out a way that we can communicate with this entity, if it's intelligent.
Indeed. We certainly don't want to disturb anything we shouldn't.
I have a feeling that if that device of the, I want to call them Lucanians, the Junivars, gets in the sun while that thing is still in there, we're going to watch a new life form die.
I do hope we won't do that.
Are these supposed to be some subtle clues over here to the commander of the ship? Please don't kill sentient life.
No, I'm just saying that maybe, Rugan, we should scan for, we've got what we think looks like brainwave and what we think looks like the equivalent of a heartbeat. Are there any emissions, or is the EM radiation coming out? Can we maybe look to see if we can find a pattern there, if maybe it's communicating, or if we see anything that might be signals that are that have patterns that might be attempts at communication, or just whatever. Maybe we ought to look into that.
That may be for the best, yes. So what sort of role would that be?
So what are you trying to do?
We're trying to see, because it's spilling a lot of EM radiation along with electromagnetic radiation, along with the solar radiation, to see if maybe there's a pattern to that, if it is giving off signals that might be potentially communication.
I'd say give me an insight science difficulty 3 roll.
Can the doctor assist, or?
Yeah, I'll say the doctor can assist with this, now that you know what's going on.
1 and 2, one more.
Can I use xenobiology?
No.
Okay,
nice try.
Okay, science and insight, here we go. Hey!
And
Nice.
Marvelous.
And computer science?
We're coming up.
Not like you guys need any more momentum,
But it's always useful.
and you get more momentum. Stupid.
Like one more. That's all that we can get anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's theoretically possible for you guys to communicate with this thing. But again, there's one big problem that's going to prevent you from doing that right now. And I think you can probably guess what it is.
You're going in and out?
Oh, I am. How about now?
We'll see, won't we?
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. There's one big problem with potentially communicating this thing's neural activity into actual language, and I think you might already have an idea of what that problem is.
Nope, you're cutting out again.
Oh god, damn it! How about now?
We'll see. So keep talking.
The big problem standing in your way is that this thing is a baby.
Ah, okay. So it's not a juvenile. It's baby.
It's a baby.
Okay.
A wee babe.
So babies fundamentally eat and shit and sleep. So what we have to see, maybe we can determine if it's feeding off of something. Rugan, I don't even have the first idea of what to tell you to scan for, but maybe we can determine if some element or something seems to be being processed by the creature, in biological terms, digested.
Oxygen going in, carbon dioxide coming out, for instance.
Yes.
So you guys are trying to determine whether or not this creature, you're trying to determine just sort of the biological processes biological quote unquote of this thing.
Well, on the theory that it's attached itself to the sun for one of the basic needs of infants, being food, or maybe it's warmth. I don't know, but I'm going with food to see if the creature appears to be, taking in, consuming any kind of energy, or I don't know, that kind of thing. My longer term thinking is that if it's feeding something, maybe we can generate a substitute, a formula, if you will, and maybe lure it out of the sun and save 2 life forms with 1 day's work.
Okay, well, I'd like you to actually make me, with sort of the way you're asking this question, I'd actually like you to make me an Insight Science difficulty 2 roll.
If we choose to spend a momentum, you can use my science score.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Okay, that works.
What is your science? Yours, yeah, because my science is higher than yours, just by a bit though.
Yeah, your science is 4. I'm a 3. But I have a command that's 4, so I'll just roll Insight command. That will.
I think Doctor's Orders has to be if you're trying to direct someone to do something.
No, well, Rugan was saying if we spend a momentum, I could use his science score.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm just saying that his science is a 4, but my insight is slightly higher at 11. So I figured if I rolled Insight command, it's the equivalent of using his science.
It's Insight
Oh.
Science.
No, he's saying that the numbers would essentially be what they are.
Right, because
So,
his
yeah.
his science is 4.
Oh, you're talking for the purpose of making the roll.
Right.
Yeah.
Using the sheet. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And you said it was a difficulty 3?
Yeah. No, 2.
2. Okay, that's not too bad.
And the ship's computer science can also help.
Nice.
Okay, cool. So let's just try this. Ooh, can I use xenobiology here?
You should have rolled a second die, Blackwell.
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh, you haven't? Oh.
That's the computer science. Or I would say that was my assist.
I will allow it this time.
Okay. So 2 dice. Yay. And xenobiology. There we go.
Okay, and just see if the ship gets you your momentum.
Marvelous.
And the ship will roll computer science, correct?
Correct.
Boom.
Of course
It
you
does.
do. Of course you do. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, by the way.
What's that,
Oh
baby?
yeah.
Interestingly enough, this baby, quote unquote baby, seems to be acting off of the fusion of the plasma within the star, and it's not really feeding off of it. It's just using it as a catalyst for its own growth. And the problem is, as it's growing, it's putting out more energy, and there's sort of a problem that you've noticed. This thing has a very... you've actually managed to plot out what this thing's development is probably going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And the output of the star has been fairly consistent so far. It's been fairly linear so far. But as this thing gets a bit bigger, it's going to reach a point where it's going to stop growing as it stops using the fusion of the star, and its output is going to just increase. It is going to be a curve.
Okay.
It's in about, I don't know, and I mean, this is gonna happen soon. Like, you caught this at a very interesting time in its development. In the next 2 days, this thing is gonna grow, reach maturity, and then the output of this star is going to go through the roof.
And by output, you're talking about the solar radiation and EM radiation.
Yes. in about
Kaboom.
in about 22 hours, this thing is going to reach maturity and it is going to stop growing. In that, like, once that happens, the output is going to go off the charts.
So it's basically the fusion reaction itself is what is spurring the growth.
It's just the
of the
catalyst.
star. Is the catalyst.
It's just the catalyst for this thing growing. It's an energy being.
Okay.
Can we like kind of
Free will, you're not in
mimic
this.
our-
Free will, you're not in the scene.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that this happened on the bridge.
Nope.
Science lab.
Yeah, we're still in the science lab.
So, any thoughts, Ragon? I don't know that we can lure it away. I don't think we have any way to make a fusion reaction more tempting than that of a sun. Or maybe we do.
What again? We are in a very difficult position. What we're looking at right now is we're almost trying to perform a C-section, as it were, and perhaps try to keep it alive in an an artificial womb for the time being. This is a most difficult scenario.
We've got to try and save this thing's life if we can, and save the Junivar.
Entirely so. I wonder. Now, you said that one thing that Granin said, I believe, or not Granin, one thing that they said was that there are other planets about here, though they're about an hour away from each other now. I wonder. No.
Well, they're close together, so if you're thinking maybe luring it to another star, that's definitely a possibility. If it can travel. But of course, we also know that the Junivar have colonized nearby systems. So everything, well, there may be a system that's completely barren. So maybe
that is very true.
A star type that would be higher fusion, richer fusion reaction than this one.
In terms of reactions as well, I wonder if our warp core might serve as perhaps even a temporary housing, just until we can get it where it needs to go.
Well, I've heard of infant ICUs, but this is an entirely different level.
I wonder.
So
this is a puzzler.
So this is probably about the point where the time the captain wanted you to make your report comes around.
Okay, so let's head to the...
Oh, and by the way, I totally forgot. The moment that you guys realized that this thing was a life form, we were supposed to enter a new scene.
Oh, okay.
No!
Oh,
Ditch the momentum. There you go.
It's okay. You already have so goddamn much of it. It's not like you guys. It's not like it's not like you guys ever reached a point where you used momentum, but you shouldn't have had it.
Right.
So, we gonna go up to the bridge?
Briefing room. Not the bridge.
Briefing room, but I'm still gonna use the ambience for the bridge. So, let me just pull it up super duper quick. Briefing room, you said?
Yep.
Not your ready room, but the briefing room.
The briefing room.
Okay,
exactly.
so the doors open, and the doctor and Rugan walk in.
Hey,
The doctor is visibly excited. He's not even sitting down, and starts talking immediately about what they found.
okay, could you outline once more for me?
The star is currently serving as a growth medium, or the fusion reaction is serving as a growth medium for some sort of infant life form. That's feeding is the wrong word. It's kind of an energy being. Call it a catalyst. The sun's fusion is acting as a catalyst that spurs this entity's growth. Now the byproduct of that is all this solar radiation and electromagnetic spectrum radiation that we've been experiencing, and it has been causing the Junivar's problems. By my calculations, within 22 hours, this being will stabilize at its full growth and be fully mature. Unfortunately, at that point, its output of these radiations will increase to such a state that it may well wipe out most, if not all, life on the Junivar home world. So this is a double first contact situation. Right now, the entity appears to be too young to really establish any kind of communications with within the next 22 hours. Who knows? During that time, though, the output will grow steadily, but it will increase, but it will really spike when it reaches full growth. Now, Rugan has suggested potentially finding another nearby star that is not an inhabited system that might have a richer fusion reaction that we could tempt it with, potentially even using our warp core to lure it or to act as a temporary housing if the matter-antimatter reaction might be a richer, more desirable mix for it, which of course would present us with the problem of getting it in, getting it to a new star, and getting it out again.
My eyes will widen. Doctor, please tell me I heard you wrong. You want to house an alien life form in my warp core?
It's just a theory we were putting around, and we realized we were running out of time. What we're trying to do, Captain, is figure out some way where we can save both the Junivars and this solar being.
Oh.
This is remarkable. This is a completely unknown, not just life form, but type of life form.
Doctor, I cannot stress this enough. The captain has told me that people are dying every hour on the... The more we postpone whatever they're trying to do, the more Junivar will die.
I understand, Captain, but putting that bomb into the sun will kill this entity.
Is it our place to interfere, Doctor?
These are a warp civilization that we're dealing with, and this other creature is a living, potentially sentient being. Can we stand by and allow it to be exterminated? Every life is worth saving, or at least making as much of an effort as we can.
Let me... One moment. Sit down, Doctor, please. Computer, hail the Junivar captain.
Okay, and after a couple seconds on this screen over here, the Junivar captain appears. Ah, Captain Jacoby, was it?
That's the one. Captain, we have some disturbing news. Perhaps you should listen quite carefully to what I'm about. My doctor and my chief scientist over here report that the sun, in fact, harbors a living sentient being, currently feeding off the energy and within its maturing stage. Did I get that right, Doctor?
Yes, it is currently, think of it as a child, a baby. But however, its growth is rapid. Within 22 hours, I expect it to reach its full adult form.
This, Captain, is what is causing your EM radiations. This is the cause of your sun acting up, in a nutshell.
That's
My doctor and my scientist would like an opportunity. We believe in the Federation that all life is important. Just as the Junivar's life is important, so is this sentient being's life. We would like an opportunity to extract it and bring it to somewhere else where it will not harm the Junivar and where it will not be harmed by the Junivar.
That can't be right. All of our readings... How could we have missed something that large? And he looks kind of annoyed at just sort of the insinuation that they missed something as potentially massive as a star life form.
Well, Doctor, would you like to explain what you actually detected?
Well,
Let's send him the data.
Yeah, I assume you're gonna send him the data.
Very well. Yeah, computer, forward the data of the Doctor and Lieutenant Rugon's finding to the Junior.
This is unbelievable.
What do you
Yes,
mean,
it's a
Captain?
completely new type of life form.
I agreed, Doctor, but this puts me in a very difficult position, you understand.
How so, Captain?
I have my orders from the High Command. Upon our arrival here, we were to send this device into the center of our star. Allowing you to make your scans was a formality at best. But now we have to go through with this, Captain. You understand that lives are at stake. I understand there is a life form in this star, but what is this one life here versus the hundreds that may die?
I completely understand your dilemma, Captain, and trust me, if I were in your position, I would be making the same decision. But thankfully, I am not in your position. I am in a much more difficult one. I am trying to preserve both of these stakes. This life form is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Scientific advancements are untold. But at the same time, your people are dying, and I understand. I beg you, give us at least a couple more hours. If we don't come up with a solution by then, you have my word, we will not interfere.
You asked for a couple of hours? Is that what you said?
Just a couple of hours, yeah.
Okay. Give me Presence Command difficulty 3.
Okay, give yourself a threat.
Okay.
And
I
I'm
am-
gonna spend
I-
an
hang on,
additional 2 momentum.
Hang on, I am going to increase the I am going to immediately spend that and the other threat you gave me earlier. Hang on. To increase the complication range by 1.
And I'm also spending 2 momentum to gain a 4th die.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
ooh,
And does my focus of diplomacy, gambling, negotiation, hazard awareness...
I'll say diplomacy and negotiation come into play.
Okay, I also have cold reading if that'll help with anything.
No, cold reading is for, like, insight command stuff. Like, you want to know when that would have come in handy?
When the guy was lying, or in the previous session.
Yep.
Cold
I
reading is
love
still an
not,
awesome skill.
I love not making
Your
use of
talent.
my talents. Where here she goes. Ooh, I'm gonna reroll that 0. Hello.
And you get a momentum. Nice. Whew. You went straight from a complication to, oh my god, you rolled a nat 1.
Did I? Yeah, I did.
Nice.
Dang.
Nice bold. So he says, 3 hours. That is the amount of time you have to figure out a way to move this life form.
Understood, Captain. Hadfield out. Doctor, Lieutenant Rugan, take everyone you need. Get this solved. Otherwise, Doctor, do you know what Pontius Pilate did when Jesus was put on a cross?
Ancient history is not really my specialty, Captain.
Well, he washed his hands of the whole affair. Just as we're going to do in 3 hours if we don't come up with a... I suggest you get to it, gentlemen.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So where do you guys want to start with this? Because there is, whoo boy howdy, there's a lot.
Just a bit.
Now there
Well,
are there are a number of things that because of the ways you raised them in the last scene, fortunately enough, you raised, I'd say, enough of the right points that there are a number of avenues that you can pursue.
Are we doing scientific method?
No. It's
Okay.
no. When I mean avenues you can pursue, it's things that you can do that will make moving this creature easier.
Okay,
So-
so one of our thoughts was to lure it to another star that had more
Right.
tasty fusion reactions.
Right. So, what that opens up for you is your ability to start thinking about other systems and what other systems might work for this energy being.
Okay, so we have probe data on this, so maybe we can find a system that doesn't look likely to be inhabited and that might have the star, because now we know these folks are,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and it might be worth contacting them to eliminate their populated systems immediately.
The way this works is every task you make is going to take two what's the word?
Intervals?
Intervals. We'll take 2 intervals. An interval is 15 minutes.
Okay.
You have 3 hours. So each task you make will take 30 minutes, giving you 6 tasks, but you can also spend momentum to cut those down back to 1 interval.
Okay.
So it depends what you want to do first.
Okay, well, I would think that contacting the Juvenars and asking them to tell us which of local systems are inhabited already by them would save us time, just by because we're not going to lure it to a place just to kill a bunch of other Juvenars. What do you got? What do you think, Rugan? And whoever else wants to work on this with us. I'd say we definitely bring Valak in.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Commander Valak, will you meet us in Science Lab 4?
I mean, my
Very
character
well.
is sending messages to Volok.
Yes. The most important things are to ensure. Okay, the most important things are to 1, ensure the safety of the life form. 2, ensure the safety of any in the area that we may be bringing it to. So it would be best if we chose an uninhabited area, ideally, but if possible, it would be best to choose an uninhabited one.
Right, but we have a limited amount of time to work with. So is this, where do we want to begin?
So I assume you're going to ask the Junivar for a list of what systems might have colonies on them.
Right.
Okay. So you want to start looking into nearby systems? Okay, that'll be Reason Science. Difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's computer science, but I'm going to spend 2 threat to increase it to difficulty 3.
Can the
Okay,
doctor
have a momentum. Grennan,
Yeah.
you alive?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what did you raise the difficulty to, real
It's
quick?
3. It's 3.
3. Okay, so who is going to lead?
This is
definitely Rugan, if it's
Okay.
science.
Rugan, you're taking 3 dice. Can the doctor assist?
Yeah, I'll say one person can assist with Reason Science.
The doctor will
Okay.
assist.
What's your science, Valak?
Let me see here.
Yeah, what's your Reason Science, Valak?
Reason Science, that'd be 12.
Okay, I'm 1 better.
All
Then
right.
you're rolling 1 better. Does the computer assist as well or not?
Yeah, computer science.
Okay.
So here's the
You
dot.
guys roll.
Okay, there's the dot. Nice.
There we are.
Computer science. Bam.
That's 2 momentum. So that's
Making it all back.
so that's that is 30 minutes. So that's 1/6 of your time, unless you want to spend a momentum to make it 1/12 of your time.
1/12 sounds really nice. Here you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So
That just took 15
oh,
minutes.
So yeah, it takes you 15 minutes to cross-reference all the different possibilities, but in the end, you come up with. I'm gonna give this to Ragon. You come up with a list of. Gotta just figure out how to. Just gotta separate these out. Is that all of them? Yeah. And feel free to ask me questions about these. I won't make them. If you want me to clarify what these will translate into in regards of difficulty of tasks, that'll depend on your later rolls, actually.
There appear to be 6 planets available that we might choose from. There's a neutron star 1 hour and 5 minutes away from Roxby, FN 253. There's a red dwarf star 1 hour and 11 minutes out. It's home to a Junivar colony, though it's far out of range of projected stellar activity. There's also a yellow star, almost 2 hours away. There's a dense asteroid field surrounding it. There's a blue supergiant 2 hours and 15 minutes away as well. There's also a pulsar with heightened stellar activity about 2 hours and 45 minutes away. And finally, there is a yellow star 3 hours and 2 minutes away, home to a Junivar space station, though it would be possible to tow it out of range.
It's been a long time since my astrophysics courses. Rugan, do any of those offer a, for lack of a better word, richer fusion environment than this one?
That would be a question for Timsic, I believe, because I have no clue.
That'll be to determine which of these sites are good for what. You can either spend 2 momentum to not have to roll for it, or you can roll for it.
What kind of a roll?
Another reason science roll. Difficulty
Up to you, Captain.
Difficulty 2.
I'd say we roll it. I mean, it's difficulty 2, assisted by the ship.
Aye, Captain.
You better spend one.
There we are.
Yeah. Do you need any momentum?
Well,
I don't think so. Just need one crew thing.
Yeah, Ragon's already
What?
rolled, and the doctor can help, and so can the ship.
Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the
Okay.
dot.
And we're only there. We are. We've done it.
And let's see if you get any momentum to keep your time down.
Yes, we do. Take that. You can take that right away, so we can only spend.
Okay, you have spent 30 minutes then.
And shall we gamble for?
Always.
Yeah, always gamble for the untapped potential.
Okay.
Right now.
Wow.
Hey, we got 2 momentum.
All right. Okay. I guess.
Can we spend another momentum to make that take no time at all?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
You don't get 2 momentum. You just get 1 momentum.
No, you get the amount of momentum that you roll on the die.
If it's a effect, both of us get momentum. If
It's not an effect though. It's a 2, so we get 2.
Yeah, he rolled a 2 on his challenge die for untapped potential.
Yeah, but I know that it's if it's from 1 to 2, you get 1 momentum. Is from 2
I don't
to
think
3,
so.
you don't get anything. Okay.
No, it's
Challenge dice has only got 3 sides.
Gotta
Oh,
go
well, 4
right
sides.
here.
Yeah.
The character receives bonus momentum equal to the roll of the dice and adds 1 point to threat if an effect is rolled.
There you go. 2 momentum.
yay. Ugh, boy.
Hooray!
So, I'll run down the list for you. The neutron star. Possibly the worst star you could pick for this thing.
Right. It's cold and collapsed. Yeah.
Yeah. The worst possible star you could pick for
Nay,
this thing. I mean,
there's no food for it there. It's a super
mean-
dense lump of crap.
I mean, again though, I'm saying that these are stars that could work. Like,
Right.
it could work. It's just that is the worst choice out of all of them. In terms of just getting it in there and making it stable in there. But you could do it.
Okay.
The red dwarf star. That one's about middle of the road. It's not the best star you could have picked, but it's also not. It's kind of middle of the road. Sort of leaning towards not as good. Then the yellow star. Yellow star is break even, like absolute break even. It's the same kind of star that you got here. So it'd be right at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's absolute break even. The blue supergiant is slightly worse. It's not as bad as the neutron star, but, not a great pick. Not a great pick. The
Okay.
pulsar, actually, would be kind of easier to put the thing into. I mean, not as much so as the yellow star. Not as much so as, like, trying to put it into a yellow star. But, it'd be a bit easier. The high energy inside of pulsars would be a little more accepting to this organism's, metabolic states and rapid flux. And again, the final one is also a yellow star. So,
Okay.
just as I said, the yellow stars are the ones that you don't really have to worry too much about. There'll still be a check, but it won't be a break your back check.
Okay. So
So I
between the two yellows and the pulsar, which systems have any kind of juvenar presence? Rugon. I know you told me, but I didn't write that down because I'm.
And don't forget,
slack.
there's one other element you're going to want to take into account.
Distance.
Time.
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, the two yellow stars, one of them is 2 hours away and has a dense asteroid field surrounding it. The other one is about 3 hours and 2 minutes away, so even if we left before we even started, we wouldn't have time, I don't think, though it is home to a juvenile space station. But we could tow it out of the way.
Oh, well, no, you have, I think, at this point, once you finish this hour, you'll have about 21 hours.
Before it reaches maturity, yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a yellow star 2 hours away with a dense asteroid field, and then the other yellow star had a station,
Yep.
which could be towed. What about the pulsar system?
The pulsar is not quite as great as a yellow star.
Right.
But as you can see, compared to everything else, it's one of the only systems that doesn't have something weird going on with it.
Okay.
It
We
would just
need
be
to loop.
it'd be just a straight shot to the pulsar.
I tell Rugan and Valak we need to loop free will in on this if we can, because with that dense asteroid field, the amount of time it's going to take us to maneuver into that, assuming we can figure out some way to get this thing to follow us or transport it. That's going to add time to the mission. I mean, I know he's a hell of a pilot, but he's got to get you, and he's got to dodge asteroids. So, contact free will.
Very well.
And
Free will. Yeah.
Free will? You there?
Yeah, I'm waiting. Did they like get me
Oh,
in
yeah,
the room or?
yeah, we
they
did. We
just
did the
call
beep.
me?
Comms.
Yeah, I'm not sure
I-
we can actually take you away from your station, but we can send you some data and get information.
Yeah, but I'm waiting for that thing like from Vlog to Free Will or something like that. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying there. Just
And
so,
the
you got your
GM needs
response.
to do the sound, the sound.
There you go.
Oh, where are you guys right now? Are you in the science labs?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
should move you guys back there. I'm sorry. I just totally forgot
No,
to do
that's
that.
fine.
That's
Theater
all
of
right.
mind.
And engineering.
We're standing around this circular table because
Yeah.
we're kind of cool to stand around the circular table.
Yeah.
Plus, that's where most of the computer stuff is.
Right. That's where all the panels and Chloe stuff is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hear the sound, so let's do it without
Yeah.
the sound.
That's it. Just
I will answer the comms.
well, Lieutenant, we have some time calculations we need you to do. We'll send up the data needed and get back to us as soon as you can.
Okay, Commander.
Yep.
And I start pouring through the data, so I'll need at least like 10 minutes.
Commander Valak, do you think our tractor beams are strong enough to tow that station out of the way in that yellow star system if necessary?
Would I know such things, Jim? Like, is-
I'm gonna say that if it's a station that's not actively fighting you, probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
assuming it's because given the size of Junivar vessels that you've seen so far, probably is not that big. Maybe maybe a little bit bigger than the Hadfield, but maybe you've pumped a little extra power, did a little finagling. You could do it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so I have a question because I didn't understand exactly. The baby is in the star,
Right.
and he's feeding out of like he's using the reaction to kind of grow, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And what happens if you take it out of the reaction thing? That's one of the questions that I would like to know. Because if we're gonna take it out of there, is it okay or not?
Well, see that we're kind of still working on that part.
That'll be reason science difficulty 2.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the first message that I would send you. Like, what happens if we take it out of the sun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so reason science difficulty 2.
Yeah,
Alright.
the
And if
science
he's-
guy should roll it.
Assisted by the ship's computer science as before.
The worst stats that I can have is reason science, which is an 8.
Assisted by the ship's computer science.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Okay. Got it.
There you are, no bad.
So that it no assists, great.
Oh, I didn't know I could. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Well, you succeeded at the task, and you couldn't really have generated any extra momentum anyway. So that task will take you 30 minutes unless you want to spend one of your 6 momentum.
Spend it.
Yep. Okay, so now the task only takes you 15 minutes. And from what you can tell, Ragon, the being could maybe exist outside of the star for a couple of minutes.
It may survive for a few minutes, but it requires some sort of the star, or at the very least, some sort of fusion reaction to keep it safe and healthy.
Right. I kind of figured that. So,
Why don't we use the alien ship as a mother for the baby and use its reactor as as some food for it until we get there, and then the ship is dispensable. They need. I mean, they want to save their planet, right?
Yeah, but I doubt they're going to give up their ship, which has the other way they could save their planet on it. I mean, we could always
Yeah.
ask, but I mean, that's their only warp capable ship, so that's their one shot to launch that torpedo into the sun.
Yeah,
doubt
the
they're-
Federation can help them build another one.
Yeah, but not in time in case something goes wrong.
Yeah, but they can use the ship that they have right now. They already stripped it, right? For this mission.
Not really. They stripped the engineering department, but I doubt they're going to be willing to divert. I mean, again, we can have the captain ask, but
Tell them that, I don't know, those are the two options.
they're not necessarily.
Yeah, but you kill it. You in a couple
but
of minutes.
But it may give us a chance to see if we can maybe rig up something ourselves.
I don't. That was my suggestion.
So you want to
Sorry.
try and determine whether or not you could rig something up on the Hadfield to keep the thing safe?
Yep.
Okay.
And fed up. I mean, yeah.
This is where we are gonna get into extended task territory.
Whoop whoop.
Awesome.
So, okay, I have to come up with an extended task off the top of my head. I'm gonna say that this is a reason science or reason engineering check. The ship won't be able to assist you with this. Difficulty 4, work track 15, magnitude 3.
Could the engineer or the scientist assist the other, whoever's leading?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely, I will allow that.
All right. And with my miracle worker and cautious, it might be good to have me lead.
Yeah. Okay.
So such a stupid talent. Stupid.
Yeah.
You
Awesome.
have for the beginning, you have 3 momentum for an additional 2 die.
I'm actually gonna spend 2 threat to increase the resistance by 2
Okay.
for this
So
first.
you
If that's the
got,
case, if that's the case, it might be good if Rugan leads, because if I succeed, I can just bypass resistances.
Oof.
Yeah, but Miracle Worker.
Yeah, but the
Well,
miracle worker is if I get a breakthrough, we automatically get another breakthrough.
That is a very good point. Miracle worker for the win.
So you are rolling 4 dice, whoever is.
And it looks like the difficulty is going to be 6 since he added 2 to the difficulty.
No, I added 2 resistance,
Oh, I'm sorry.
which
I
which
misunderstood.
means that you need more work done.
Right.
You need to get more work done in order to make the work track progress.
All right. What's the base resistance?
0. Base resistance
Okay,
is
so
0.
you got 2. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So anyway. Ugh.
And you can spend. You can re-roll one of them.
And
Yep.
who is assisting?
Ragon. Ooh.
Mhm.
Ah,
Seriously, out of 4 dice, you get those results? Disappointed.
Ooh. Okay.
Disappointed.
So that's 30 minutes. So you're at an hour and 15 minutes, I think. Unless you want to spend a momentum to cut it down to just an hour.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah, just 1 hour, there you go.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Sorry here.
But that 2 resistance is gonna stick around until you guys get work done on the work track. By the way.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm trying to figure out. Oh, okay, there we are.
You can do it, guys.
Just wondering, maybe I could spend my determination, but
On to the next miracle I'd allow. Or
Yep,
needs
that's what I was just looking at.
Yeah.
Meant to be in the stars, on to the next miracle.
Oh, meant to
Yeah,
be in the
maybe.
stars. Jesus, okay. Literally,
Yeah.
meant to be
Yes,
in the, yeah.
that's yeah,
If,
that's
if,
awesome.
if there were ever a time for meant to be in the stars to apply, I'd say it's now. So you already have 2
Mhm.
successes. Do you want to spend your remaining 2 momentum to buy the third die?
No.
No, let's gamble with it. We'll
Okay.
gamble with this one. Uh, come on. You could do it.
Ragon. There you go. That's 4 successes.
Here we are.
Nice.
So now, Velok,
Yeah.
roll your 7 challenge dice. Wow, you have a lot of.
Yep.
You get to roll a lot of challenge dice.
Yes. This is what I'm good at.
That's 5 brought down to 3.
But 5 would be a breakthrough, correct?
5 would be a breakthrough.
Here's 1 momentum to bypass resistance.
Mm-hmm. So you are currently at 5. So that cracks 2. That's 2 breakthroughs because of your miracle worker.
Yep.
So the difficulty of the
One
task
left.
is now brought down to 2. And you have spent half an hour, so you're at an hour and a half. You've used half of the time that the Junivar have given you.
And here's another momentum to make it 1 hour 15.
See, I knew you guys would have to use all your momentum.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
Are you a veteran, Vlog?
No.
Nope, he is not. So now you get to roll the task again. This time it's only difficulty 2, though.
Yep. And we'll see how this goes.
Nice. It goes well so far.
Okay, you got 1 momentum. Let's see if Ragon gets you another one. No, he does not, but you do have a momentum.
Not this time. Not this time.
Yeah, that's
The
all right.
resistance is gone, by the way, in Gradon.
Yeah. There was no resistance to that.
Okay.
Cool. And
Here's a momentum to re-roll those 4 die.
Or you could just spend 1 more.
Yeah.
You could just get 1 more work done on the work track, and it would achieve the same result. Either way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
And you would be guaranteed. You'd be guaranteed to get the
Yeah.
breakthrough you need. Whereas if you could potentially re-roll 4 challenge dice and whiff all of them.
this is true.
Whatever
I'm going
you
for
want,
the guarantee
Vlog.
here.
For the
Yep.
guarantee, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so that's another half hour, I think.
Spin the momentum.
Yeah, you don't have it.
We don't have any more now.
Yeah, but I think the magnitude was 3, right?
Yeah, so you
So
have
we-
completed the task.
you
You're
could-
at 2 hours out of the 3 you were given. So
Mhm.
yeah, you figure that. I mean, it would be a little tricky. Be a little tricky. You'd have to flush out the EPS conduits and then de-align them so that when the actual process of drawing the energy being into empty EPS conduits is actually fairly simple. It's actually almost because this thing is a being more or less made of electromagnetic plasma. It could reside itself very neatly in the EPS conduits, the electroplasma system.
Excellent.
Nice.
As I said though, the trick is going to be is you have to flush out the conduits so that the being will be going from an area of high charge to an area of low charge, and it will fill the conduits. And once and the reason you have to de-align the EPS conduits is so that the conduits will conform to the being's shape and energy structure when it enters.
Cool.
So that it will feel at home. Now, the process of actually getting it out will actually be not too hard because you can actually make your warp core very, very enticing to the creature because it is a much more pure reaction. It's a smaller reaction, but it is pure.
It is sugar.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
You're gonna give
Well,
the baby sugar.
The sun is sugar. Our warp core is molasses.
Yeah, it's
Mm.
it's the sun is like the sun is like a small little pile of sugar. Yeah, sure, it tastes sweet, but you're holding a lollipop in front of it.
Right.
Oh,
There you
sure,
go.
yeah, that works.
It's
And that will, and all of that together will work to keep the entity fed until we can transfer him out.
Right, but I will use this opportunity to just sort of let you know, this process is going to require power to keep the whole system stable, and the longer you have to go, the more power you're gonna have to expend. Now there are some things you can do to keep your power up, but it's however many checks you want to make to keep your power together.
Okay, so
For each hour, you're gonna have to make a check, which we'll get to when we get to.
okay,
Basically, the way it'll end up working is you're gonna have to spend a certain amount of power anyways, but if you fail at the check, you're gonna have to use more power.
Give it all she's got, Captain.
And
will I be able to monitor the baby's condition through the computers for the EPS conduits?
Certainly.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Captain, I believe we have a plan.
Lay it on me, Doctor.
I believe First Officer Valak would be better suited to describe the engineering requirements.
Well,
Commander?
Captain, we're going to attempt to house this infant creature within our own plasma manifolds. We will have to flush them and reset them, but it will work for the time being. It will take a considerable amount of power, and so depending on time constraints in the travel, which free will should have for us, we can figure out the best course of action here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Very well, computer. Hail the other ship.
Okay. They pick up and they say, Captain, that was fast. You still have an hour left.
My crew work fast, Captain. We're ready to begin.
You are?
We will be extracting this creature and putting it inside our own ship, and then we will move it to one of the uninhabited sectors close by, where it will be able to continue to feed and grow as it should without harming anyone, and that includes your people.
Well, where are you moving it to? That's actually my way of asking, have you actually picked?
Nope. Again, we were.
Um,
was gonna let us know about what that was.
One moment, Captain. Commander Valak, where are we moving this thing?
Lieutenant Freewell, where are we? Time constraints. Where are we moving this thing?
So, basically, the way I set this up, remember how I said the longer it takes, the more power you guys are going to have to use?
Yeah, how much the trip with the place with the astrofield?
So, you'll note that each of these numbers kind of hovers around an hour point. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, about. For each hour, you're going to have to make a check or lose power. Or lose a considerable amount of power. I should rephrase.
Yeah, the one with the asteroid fields. How far was it? Because that was a yellow one, right?
Yeah, it was
think that was-
closer than the other yellow, but it had the dense asteroid field, so
So yeah,
That's-
depending on
yeah.
your flying would depend on how
Yeah, but that also like the asteroid fields will protect everything else, right?
I suppose.
Well, it doesn't super matter. It's an uninhabited system.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as long as we dump it anywhere that's uninhabited, it's just the matter of distance where we're gonna dump.
Yep.
Yeah.
I say middle for diddle. We take the one that's not 1, but not 3. We take the one that's 2 hours.
And and in that case, there are, as I said, there are 2 systems that are in that proximity. One that you can get through if you fuss through an asteroid field, or there's a blue supergiant, which you won't have any trouble getting
Yeah.
to the star itself, but it's going to be more difficult to dump the being in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
My choice, I would send both of the captain, but the recommendation, the one with the asteroid fields.
I
Well,
hang on.
how long is it going to
hang on.
take you to fly through it?
I will make fate choose this one. I'm going to flip. Everybody, hold your breath. Heads, asteroid field. Tails, blue moon.
Blue supergiant.
Oof.
It is tails. Blue supergiant. It is.
Ah.
Take a
Oh.
How far away is the pulsar?
Pulsar is at the 3-hour mark. I mean, close
Yeah.
enough to the 3-hour mark that it, for all intents and purposes, it counts as the 3-hour mark.
Okay.
The thing was why I was choosing the one with the asteroid fields, because the ship and me have a talent by reducing 1 if we get collision. So
Fate,
if was
fate
a
chose, Lieutenant.
yeah. No, I'm just saying to everybody else so they know.
Sure,
So
but
basically,
fate
like all the
chose
checks
this day.
were down by 2.
Mm-hmm.
This day, the coin has decided that we will be going to the blue super.
Yep, Roxby
Nice.
Roxby-FN257.
That's
Okay,
the one.
so we're going to need to figure out a way to kick the entity out of the ship then.
Okay, so I'll tune back into the captain of the other ship. So there appears to be a system in which a blue supergiant is in. We were thinking we were going to dump this entity there. We figure it can get enough energy to sustain itself and mature and grow there, well, safely without harming your people anymore.
I see. That's certainly agreeable. How much time would you need?
2 hours to get to there. We will begin to extract the creature whenever we are ready.
Understood. Well, get to it quickly.
I understand, Commander Jacoby out.
Okay, so...
Well, crew, you got your orders. Beat the quarters.
Mhm.
Aye, sir.
So, good news. Good news. You have just enough time, given what you wanted to do. You asked for 3 hours, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have an hour left to do everything that you need to do, and it's going to be 2 tasks to do it.
Nice.
Oh, just going to have to sour the milk. So you soured the milk!
Nice.
Marvelous.
Yep.
Scotty,
Anyway.
Scotty, we love you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, this first task is going to be difficulty. The first one is to flush out the EPS conduits.
Okay.
That's gonna be control engineering difficulty 3, and I will let Anne assist.
Including the computer.
No, because you are working
Nope.
you are working against the Hadfield on this.
Yeah, we're making it not be the standard shit. So
Yep.
Okay, who has a decent engineering?
Don't forget, you also have support characters.
Yeah.
I am
Yep.
as skilled at engineering as I am at science.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I'm driving, so I cannot help because I
Yep.
have control engineering is like 14 for me.
Yeah.
Alright, so
so
what type of role is it once more?
control engineering.
Yeah, this is to
I'm
flush.
good at those.
Yep, to flush out the EPS conduits.
Yep. So I'll lead you assist.
Would reverse engineering work on this? Because as you said, we're working directly against the Hadfield.
I'm gonna say no. When I said working
Ah,
against the
of course not.
Hadfield, I more so mean the Hadfield isn't helping you.
I know. I'm just being a rat bastard about it.
Yep.
Computers
Anyway.
wouldn't help.
No, the ship isn't helping.
No, I mean the focus computers, but still, I still did good.
That's not enough, I don't think.
Hmm.
So that's...
Yeah, I mean, guys, remember you can give him threat for dies.
Yep. I thought maybe we could do it, but apparently not.
Yep, so that's...
Determination is always.
Volok doesn't have
Yes.
it. He's already spent it.
But I can give my determination to him. It's going to be a direct order. Get this done. So I'm gonna spend my determination to give it to Volok so he can re-roll his entire.
Ooh.
And Volok, give threat to Grennan for a third.
I don't think you can do that retroactively.
Ugh.
No. Nope.
Sure about that? Don't think we can come to some kind of agreement?
So we're just-
Not without any momentum, you can't.
Nope. We're gonna lose a little bit of time. It's taking a little longer to flush the system than we thought.
Okay. I can work with this.
So,
yeah.
So, in fact, almost a better way to do it is to just do the task again, and if you can generate 4 successes with the determination spend and everything, you can just spend a momentum to cut down the time.
Okay, so I am giving my determination to Volok this time.
Yep.
Or if Rugon wants to lead, he can use his determination.
Actually, yeah. What does Rugon have? Because this isn't an extended task kind of anything.
For his
Yeah.
values, Rugan has the immediate action is not always the wisest. He's eager to prove himself. We must know why it works, and we must strive to do the right thing.
I will allow Eager to prove himself to work here.
Okay,
All right.
so Rugon using his determination, mine is still active. Good.
Yeah, you still have
Even
your...
the drive.
Yep.
Even the drive to do the right thing would work as well, because
It's like I'm better with transporters. This is
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now.
So
Do
roll...
I have anything that would work for progress? No, I don't think so.
no, you don't. I just looked.
Team dynamics? No, I didn't think so.
Nope, not in this case.
Right, so 4 dice, you said?
No. You're just rolling. You're just rolling
Two
2
dice.
dice. 2 dice.
dice.
2 dice. But you also have
Right,
you also
2
have
dice.
you have an unseen 3rd die that rolled an automatic crit.
yep.
So that's
There we are.
5 successes. So you get 2 momentum out of that.
Perfect.
Yep.
And I assume
And
you...
immediately use one. Yep.
So yeah, you're
Reduce the time.
currently at 2 hours 45 minutes, and you got 1 task left to do, and that is to de-align all of the EPS conduits that you've just finished flushing, and that's going to be control engineering difficulty 2. It's easier to do now that you've flushed out all the conduits.
Cool.
And you have your whole engineering department working around
Good.
to get this done.
Do you need this momentum? No, you don't. Clearly. Okay.
Up and my assist if it go. There we go.
And you did it.
There you go.
Success. Shall we gamble?
Yes, please.
Yes.
And you
Let's gamble.
One momentum.
and are you going to spend that momentum to bring you down to 15 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Here you
indeed,
go.
it will be.
Yeah, so you still have a momentum left. Not like you're going to have it for long though.
Dun dun dun.
So
Haha.
so
Yep.
So yeah, you are all set to go. Are you gonna try and get this done from the, I assume the ship is now in position to do this. And I assume are you gonna do it now?
Yes.
Just bring the thing out. Alrighty. This is gonna be control engineering or science. Difficulty. Huh?
But yeah, I'll check. So,
You
sorry.
break.
Yeah.
You're breaking up.
I am.
No.
Oh,
Valak.
Valak is.
Ah.
So,
Control.
Better?
Yep. Much better. Control engineering or science. Difficulty 3. Assisted by the ship's. What do I want this to be? The ship's. I think engines engineering.
Engines engineering. That's a funny roll. Okay.
okay.
Who's going to make this roll? Valak, you make this roll. I trust your rolls tonight. Here, Grennan, take. No, actually, Valak, you have cautious, right? God
I do.
damn it! Take this momentum. Then you roll 3 dices.
Is it like
Yep.
beaming the creature on the ship, or
You're not beaming it on, but you're.
No, we're
Absorbing
making
it.
it come to us. Yeah.
okay? Can I assist
No,
with
you can't.
maneuvering the ship?
No, you can't. We're already assuming you're in the
Okay.
proper position.
So go on, Valak. Roll. The ship will roll as well to assist.
Come on.
Nice.
Oh
No.
god dang it! Wait, did we generate momentum?
You did not.
Ah, buggery. Then give us a complication or take the threat.
I am gonna say I'm gonna actually use the complication. I'm gonna say that the next time you make the next time you make a task to do the engines thing to test whether or not you lose mondo amounts of power, the difficulty of the check is gonna go up by 1.
Oh boy.
So now the way it works is hang on. Instead of losing if you fail at the check, instead of losing 1 power, you would lose 3.
Nice.
And so
We can fail this a maximum of 3 times, gentlemen, before we die.
Yep. Which would just be enough to get you wherever you need to go, but nothing else.
Okay.
So, well, technically because you chose a better place, you will still have power. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you will see what happens. But so, I gotta describe this to you guys. So, from the deflector dish, a beam fires out. It's just this beautiful orangish yellow beam as it strikes the surface of the sun. And after about 15 seconds, you see something start to waver across the surface of the sun. As slowly peeling off is what appears to be a mass of just solar plasma. Oh god damn it. Not now, not while I'm in the middle of my giant spiel. We're on the bridge, right?
Yep.
I'll move us to the bridge. As peeling off from this thing is, ironically, you could almost describe the way it looks is the front of it looks similar to how the Genevarian not Genevarian Junevar ship is crested in the front. It's sort of has that little pointed forward bit that almost looks like how you'd have a bird with a beak, and it's just sort of this longish thing, and you see these sort of, you wouldn't call them appendages, but these 2 parts that sort of come off the back of it and stray to the side, and it just slowly flows back into a tail, and this being starts to slowly wind its way along the beam coming out of your deflector dish before it slowly flows in. And you, down in engineering, you see that all these flushed EPS conduits come to brilliant light with this just golden glow.
Hey, Commander, did it work?
I believe so, sir.
Very well. Let's go over to that blue star planet, Lieutenant Freewill, maximum warp factor.
Looks like the baby's taking to its new swaddling.
That would be...
The doctor will keep an eye on the readouts of the creature.
All right.
Nice.
You guys jump to warp.
Let's do those rolls.
Yep. So, I want Valak to make me a,
You're breaking up.
Oh,
you want
God.
who to make?
control...
Okay.
Control Engineering Difficulty 3.
Got it.
Who?
Ass-
Valak? Okay.
assisted
Go
by
on,
the...
Valak.
And I will allow the ship's engine's engineering to assist.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Marvelous. It's
Go
good to have
on.
Hadfield working with us again.
Grennan, take a threat.
No.
No?
We'll
Oh,
gamble
okay.
once. We'll gamble once and then see what happens.
Ooh,
There
we
you
make it.
go.
And you get it. The ship only loses 1 power.
1 power. Got it.
Yep.
Mhm. So, then... Hang on... let me see. So, Valak, as you're working... Alright, can you guys hear me? Okay?
Yeah,
we will
mostly.
know. Just keep
Yeah.
talking.
Yes, we
just keep-
can.
Okay. So, Valak, as you're working on the engine core and working around the engine core, you feel a little tap in the back of your head.
I'm afraid you're breaking up.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it, not now.
We can take a 5-minute break if that's okay.
No, hold on.
Yeah, it's something definitely with Discord because on stream it works perfect.
Oh, okay. If it's just a Discord thing, okay. How about
No,
now?
I got yellow bar on Discord, on other Discords as well.
It says mine is fine.
Oh, keep talking. Maybe something will
Okay,
happen.
so Valak, you feel sort of a tapping at the back of your head.
Nope, still the same. Is the thing in the back working?
Yes, it
Your
is.
dryer? Yes, it is. Okay, do you want to take like a 5-minute break?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 5-minute break, guys. Go for a piss. Go do whatever you need to do. We'll
Alright, lads, bathroom break.
Yeah.
imagine
that'll
you got elevator music playing, and we're just gonna wait for his boiler to.
Yep. We'll see what happens in a sec.
Yeah, but it definitely is the Discord because on stream I can hear you perfect.
Well, okay. Does anybody want to listen to some? I don't know if you guys have seen, our name singing David Bowie, but this is him. This is recorded in space. It's crazy. This is where all your tax money goes to.
That's very harsh to say that our tax money goes there.
I'm back if anybody's still hanging out.
Doctor, check what I posted in the channel. It's our namesake singing David Bowie. That's always fun. Don't know if you've seen it already, but
Oh yeah, right. I remember when he was up there and did that. Good old Chris Hadfield.
He's got some really interesting videos where he does like, I'm going to explain space for. It's like somebody asked like, does space actually smell like burnt? It's like, yeah, space actually does smell like burnt steak or sulfur or something like that because
Huh.
that's weird.
That is weird. Wonder why. Do you remember?
I think he said it's because the particles from the vacuum of space flake, like they drag the flakes off of the International Space Station into the air. So, like the tiniest, minuscule molecules of metal from the ISS start drifting off into space, and they sort of form this like cloud. Whenever they go on a spacewalk on the ISS, it kind of gets stuck on their clothes. So
Oh, wow.
when they come back in, it's just really a metallic sort of barbecue smell. I don't know. That's how he
Huh.
described it.
That's crazy, but cool.
Also, he explained what would happen if you got sucked out into space with your spacesuit on. It's like you would boil and you would freeze to death at the same time. It wouldn't be very.
Ugh.
It's very fun.
Okay, my heater just turned off.
Hooray!
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Rugan. I think Rugan has gone to the toilet, so we'll just wait until he gets back. Is that?
Actually, I have something that I'm gonna throw at Valak first.
Okay.
Okay.
So Valak, you're working on the engine core, and you sort of turn around to work on an EPS conduit, and you feel a tap 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 in the back of your head.
Okay, I will look about.
I mean, you see the rest of the engineering. See the rest of the engineers working, but no one's standing right next to you or anything.
Okay. We'll just go back to working for a moment, see if it happens again.
It doesn't happen again. So, moving forward, I want you to then make me the same check again. Control Engineering, difficulty 3. But I'm gonna spend 2 threat to increase the difficulty of this by 1. So it's difficulty 4.
Give him threat this time.
Yep.
Okay,
So Grannon, take a threat.
I'm back at 5 then.
Yep. And we'll see what happens.
We got you, Rugan. We know you're here, buddy. I know you. Keep eating your sandwich, buddy. Oh god, the ship's gonna fail.
Nope. So it wouldn't have mattered even if it had unless it had crit successed. So you guys, it is not the ship is unfortunately having to sink a lot of power into making this thing go. You lose 3 power, so you're at 5 power.
Yep. I noted it down on the.
Oh, all right.
You guys are at 5 power. But you are arriving at the Blue Star system. The Blue Supergiant. What did I call it? It's Roxby FN 257.
That's the one. Okay. Computer, are we confirmed that we are within the correct system?
Affirmative.
Very well. Commander, can you vent this thing from my ship?
Yeah, after...
Can we vent this thing? Yep.
So Valak, you go over to the warp core, and you feel the tap again. But this time, it's in the front of your head. It's like someone just tapped you right on the forehead, but there's no one standing in front of you.
I think he's talking to you.
I'll just beep here. I'll beep the captain there.
Go
Sir,
ahead.
I don't know exactly what is occurring, but I have now felt a tapping on my head as if someone is touching it, but no one's been there. Twice.
Oh, I thought
now.
for sure you were going for the as if someone was gently laughing. Oh, we're so close.
Dr. Blackwell,
Yeah, aye, Captain.
before Commander Vlok does the ejection, could you please go over his physical and mental health?
Of course, I'll pull out my tricorder and Feinberger device and do a quick scan of his
wait, hold on. I have a thing for this.
his brain.
Oh, nice.
I have a thing for this. Come on. I've got a thing for this.
He swears he has a thing for this.
Yeah. One, where are you? General sound effects, I think. Yeah, do I really? I don't want the TOS one. Here it is.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Okay, insight and medicine difficulty 2.
Okay. Ah, that sucks. Shoot, we didn't have. Yeah, we didn't have anything for me to
Nope.
reroll it. Nope.
Yeah. Oh, well. Or you could,
Determination
Yeah, I
to
can
yeah.
spin.
but I
Reroll
don't
that.
see any values that really work here.
Can I give him mine?
If you want, sure. But, well, no, but he still needs a value.
Yeah, that's
Hands of a surgeon, wouldn't that be
No. Not for
not doing
this.
so much surgery here.
Mhm.
well,
I'll tell you what I'll do. I will challenge my value of sometimes your best just isn't good enough.
I'm gonna say no for this, especially because this was only a difficulty 2 thing. This is
Okay, fair enough.
I'll let you know you don't have to. You're just detecting increased activity in his frontal cortex.
Captain, Commander Vlok seems fine, although he does have some increased activity in his frontal cortex.
Doctor, take him over to the med bay. Ensign Biss, he will perform the eject.
So, Vlok, as
Yes.
you start to walk away, instead of a tapping on your forehead, you feel like a knock. Like it instead of someone like tapping you on the forehead, it's like someone took like, their knuckles and wrapped them against your forehead. Not hard, but
Oops. Doctor, I don't think I can leave here.
Let me scan him again.
Just say who's there.
God, I'm sucking tonight.
okay.
Nothing.
It's again,
Yep.
you're detecting the activity.
Oh, but Grennan, with the with the advanced med bay, could we reduce that difficulty?
Oh, I'm gonna say no because the ship isn't doing any kind of assistance here.
But his tricorder is linked in with the ship's computer, and the ship's computer has access to the med bay.
I mean, nice try.
Nope.
Nice try. It's also partially, this is one of those things that you guys should be able to piece this together for yourselves.
Yeah, I mean the thing's obviously. Vlok, do you think perhaps the creature is reaching out to you in some way? I know at least some Vulcans have a high psionic rating.
It might be possible. The problem is with mind melds, you usually require physical contact to help in such a fashion.
Well, if it's powerful enough to reach out and make you feel like somebody's actually not knocking on your forehead, maybe if you just get on the outside of a conduit, the strength of the entity will be enough to bridge that physical gap.
It might be possible.
You gonna try it,
Okay.
Valak?
Yeah, we're gonna attempt to mind meld with the thing in the ship.
Yeah, and I'm gonna keep the tricorder on him in case things start going really haywire.
So you walk over, and Valak, you touch your hand down onto the console, and okay, Valak, you gotta say the thing.
Okay. My mind to your mind. My thoughts to your thoughts.
And Dr. Blackwell,
Hmm?
Valak opens his eyes, and he begins to speak. But the voice that comes out of Valak's mouth is not Valak's. Who is there?
Hello, my name is Sam Blackwell.
Your name?
It is what I am called by others like me. It is what you may call me.
I see. A name. What is my name?
Well, if we are to name this one, Roxby would probably be a good one.
As far as we know, you don't have one, which lets you choose your own if you would like, which is a very special gift.
I see. My own name. I am unsure.
Well, if it's okay with you, perhaps for the moment, until you choose your own name, we could just call you Roxby, which is what we call the system where we first met you.
Roxby. That is a fine name.
I think so.
I am Roxby.
Nice to meet you, Roxby.
I'm very confused. Where am I?
Where you were before, the star, in the small rocky bodies around that star, lives a people not too different from me. And your growth was putting them in danger.
Oh,
Since
I didn't mean to.
No, we know, and it's not your fault. No one thinks you've done anything, and you haven't done anything bad or wrong. So we used our ship to transfer you safely from the star where you are, and we are now on to deliver you to another star where you can continue to feed and grow until you reach your full size and adulthood. Unfortunately, it's not going to be as rich of a star as the one you were originally in, but there are enough nutrients there to allow you to complete growing.
I can finally grow.
Yes.
Now,
Without.
Sam,
Hmm?
I must ask. You said that you have a name, and my name is Roxby.
Yes.
But I also know what I am. I am light. What are you?
Well, I suppose in those terms I am matter.
Matter. How wonderful.
Roxby, you will find that the universe that you are growing in is filled with wonders. And you are one of those. We have never met someone like you.
I see. Well, it was a pleasure to meet you, Sam.
And you, Roxby.
And
Take care of yourself.
Thank you. And with that, Valak's hand lifts off the conduit, and with a shudder, he's back.
Doctor,
Commander Vlog. So, how's it feel to have been pregnant, as it were, for a few moments?
And killed it. And it was heartwarming, and you killed it.
And
Sorry, I didn't kill it.
I just imagine Volok talking with that voice. It was so funny.
Do you remember what just happened, Vlog?
good question. Do I remember, GM?
I mean, you're aware, because that's how the Vulcan mind meld works.
Well, yeah, there can also be complications, so I figured I'd ask.
This one went fairly well. This was a creature that was trying to reach out to you.
Cool.
I mean, there's first contact, Vlog, and then there's first contact. What was it like?
The creature is young. It will have much to explore.
Fucking Vulcans. Oh yes, it is young. We'll have much. God. Oh well. Journal about it later, I suppose.
Dream journal.
However, the creature does appear to be cooperative and was upset at potentially endangering lives. So hopefully we won't have too much trouble transferring him to the blue giant.
And that is good news.
So let's do this thing.
Okay, and I will allow an assist. This is gonna be control, engineering, or science. It was gonna be difficulty 3, but I'm spending 2 threat to make it difficulty 4. Assisted by the ship's engines engineering or engines science.
Okay, so you're allowing an assist,
I'm allowing an assist.
and it can be science and control.
Yeah, control science.
Okay, so I will assist, and can you spend a determination on an assist?
No, you can't.
Nope.
Oh, crap.
I will allow more than 1 assist
Okay.
for that awesome roleplay.
Oh, Rugon, you're up. Stop eating your sandwich, my.
I did a while ago. I've just been listening politely.
Yep.
Okay,
So,
that's 2
Got
of the
2
4.
successes already, yeah. So come on, Vlog.
yep.
But you also need the
Come
ship.
on, roll. Come on, roll 20, roll. There we go.
Okay,
Let's see what happens.
and he did it.
Nice.
That is all 4.
Marvelous.
That is all 4 successes, as from the deflector dish sprays this. In this case, in order to sync it up with the solar energy, you had to shift the creature's actual wavelength. Now, it's not going to hurt the thing. It's just gonna. It's slightly tweaking it so that it can live in
Okay.
this new environment. And then slowly out of the deflector dish flows this creature. And again, all you on the bridge and all you watching through the viewports can see it for what it is. This creature of flowing blue with this curved front beak, like, protrusion at the front and these 2 flowing tendrils off the back. And it flows forward. And then for a moment, it stops and rotates around and looks back at the Hadfield for a few seconds. Its tendrils flow out and it extends itself, and you see this beautiful blue light given off from it as
We get a hug.
as it slowly falls back into the star and slowly fades away. The
Nice.
star begins to glow just a little bit warmer.
Commander Verloc, I'm assuming all this light show outside means that you have succeeded?
Indeed, sir.
Well,
Captain?
congratulations to all of you. You've really made the... Yes, Doctor.
I'd like to report that the Hadfield has given birth to a completely healthy solar entity.
Well, God save us. This is going to be a lot of paperwork to Starfleet.
Mhm.
Well,
And Captain, if there's
yes?
any way, I'd love to be around here in about 18 hours into safe distance when Roxy is all grown up.
I think we can manage that, Doctor.
Mhm. So yeah, you guys stick around the system for about 18 hours, and, true to form, the star starts putting out a bit more stellar energy, and then it peaks. The burst of energy is rather intense. But now the star is just this, if you've ever seen, just sort of how a star looks through, those filters, you see sort of the slow roiling beneath the surface. You see rapid movement beneath the surface, as it looks like right beneath the surface of this star, something is moving around. A new life. Something completely unique. Something you've never seen before. And may never see again. It's something completely new to all of you. That's something special. A brilliant life form living the best it can, experiencing its existence in a way you can't even begin to comprehend. Just there. Happy. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think, is where we are going to end, and the stars fell silent.
That
Yeah,
was
amazing.
awesome.
Take us out of this system, warp factor 8. Get me out of here.
Just hold on 2 more seconds, Captain.
So,
That was awesome.
yeah. There you
Get me the goddamn hell out of here.
Yep.
Let me take a
Hang
selfie
on.
with the screen behind me.
Hang on, gonna stop the